Hey Star Trek fans, Dan Gunther here. I wanted to do a quick news video and bring you all of the news that's come out so far in the weekend from Star Trek Las Vegas happening right now. Now, I was kind of hoping for a big announcement to come on Saturday. There hasn't been any big reveals, at least not as big as Picard taking the stage last year and announcing the new Star Trek Picard series. But I'm actually going on vacation starting tomorrow, so hopefully if there is a big announcement, it's not going to be tomorrow because it might be a little while before I can bring that to you. But rest assured, if there is any big announcements, I will find a way to make a quick video and enlightening you about that. However, there have been a few bits of news coming out of Star Trek Las Vegas this weekend. I wanted to do a quick rundown of those stories. First of all, the second season of Star Trek Discovery was announced to be making its way to DVD and Blu-ray this fall, and I have the details on that. They announced that the DVD and Blu-ray set would be released on November 12th in the US and Canada. I also have a quick rundown of the special features and what's included on the Blu-ray. So the set will of course include all 14 episodes from season 2 of Discovery, as well as 2 of the 4 Short Treks episodes. Now, why they're not including all 4 episodes of Short Treks, I'm not sure. The 2 they are including are Runaway and The Brightest Star. Runaway was the Tilly-centric episode that featured Queen Mihani Ika Halikapo. I still remember that from the planet in that episode, whose name, oddly enough, I can't remember right now. And The Brightest Star was the Saru-centric episode that saw us visiting Kaminar for the first time. Not sure why the remaining 2, Calypso and The Escape Artist, aren't included. Some conjecture off the top of my head is the 2 that are included have direct ties to episodes of Season 2 of Discovery, while the other 2 really don't. Calypso and The Escape Artist. Calypso was the one set 1,000 years after Discovery had been abandoned, with the individual who came on board, Craft, and the sentient computer of Discovery striking up a relationship. The Escape Artist was the Harry Mudd-centric episode featuring his android doppelganger. So yeah, not sure why those 2 aren't included, but it's hopefully we'll get some sort of home video release of those at some point. We do also have the special features listed, and they include a number of behind-the-scenes featurettes. Those are Enter the Enterprise. Captain Pike shepherds the USS Discovery through Season 2, but he must return to his original command on the USS Enterprise. The production designer, builders, actors, and producers discuss the daunting task of reviving the iconic ship's bridge. We also have Putting It Together. Follow the real-life Discovery crew through preparation, shooting, and posting the amazing Season 2 finale, a true in-depth look at the many talents that came together to bring Discovery to life. The Red Angel. A major plot point of the season is the Red Angel. Go behind the scenes with producers, directors, and Sonequa Martin Green, along with the craftspeople that created it and made it come to life. Designing Discovery Season 2. On a show where no location exists in our world, the production and lighting design teams must create every space. Look at the locations and spaces created for Season 2. Prop Me Up Season 2. Prop master Mario Moreira takes fans through the world of Discovery props. Dress for Success Season 2. Each species has its own fashion style dictated by both culture and physical attributes. Gersha Phillips and her team discuss how costumes inform a character and how they create a spectacular array of clothing, uniforms, and armor for every kind of species. Creature Comforts Season 2. Producers, craftsmen, and actors discuss the design process, the implementation, and the performance required to bring characters to life. Fans can also catch a one-on-one discussion with makeup artist James McKinnon and Laurel actress Mary Chieffo. Creating Space. There are some shots that simply can't be done practically when you are set in space. The VFX team, headed by Jason Zimmerman, pushes the envelope every week to create amazing computer graphics to give fans a realistic feel of space. Star Trek Discovery, The Voyage of Season 2, a look at the adventures and plot twists encountered in Season 2 by the crew of Discovery. We also have deleted scenes from selected episodes, as well as a gag reel, which is, always my favorite part of any kind of behind-the-scenes stuff. I love the blooper reels, so looking forward to that one. There are also commentary tracks on 4 episodes, including the first episode, Brother, and the second episode, New Eden, as well as a couple others, and I'm definitely looking forward to those. I do like commentary tracks as well. So yeah, really looking forward to getting my hands on the Season 2 Blu-ray for Star Trek Discovery. I found the Season 1 was really well done, and since I watched Discovery on Crave TV, it feels compressed. There's a little bit of artifacting, and if the internet connection is a little off, it can be a little rough. So I really enjoyed rewatching season 1 on the Blu-ray with that really crisp, deep blacks and really gorgeous pictures. So definitely looking forward to taking a second look at season 2 that way as well. Next up, there's a bunch of book news released at Star Trek Las Vegas as well. And as you know, I'm someone who's really big into the books. I have my website, treklit.com, where I review Star Trek novels, both old and new. And of course, I'm a co-host on the Literary Treks podcast with Bruce Gibson. And we'll, of course, be talking about all this news on Literary Treks as well. But we got a good chunk of the 2020 release schedule, including the first novel for the Star Trek Picard series, as well as a couple surprises, a couple of the Kelvin Timeline novels from 2010 that were originally supposed to be published, but then were held back due to, I believe, Bad Robot. Those have now been put on the schedule for release, 2 of them anyway, slightly facelifted for release now to bring them more in line with what's happened in the Kelvin Timeline since then. But really excited to get these. So let's take a quick look at the 2020 schedule as we know it so far. So kicking off the year in February, Last Best Hope by Una McCormick. And this is a Star Trek Picard novel, and it's reportedly a prequel to the new series. I really like Una McCormick. She's one of my favorite Trek authors, written some of my favorite Star Trek novels. So definitely excited to see what she has in store for us there. Second, in March, we have a TOS novel, The Higher Frontier by Christopher L. Bennett. He's written 2 of the more recent TOS novels, The Face of the Unknown and The Captain's Oath. So no word on plots or anything of these novels, by the way, just the titles at this moment. In April, the first of those Kelvin Timeline novels that I was talking about, this one by Alan Dean Foster, and it's called The Order of Peace. Now, I can't really remember what they were originally supposed to be about when they were first announced back in 2010. Supposedly, this would be very similar to his that had a different title at the time back then, but it's been renamed to The Order of Peace, and it's coming in April. In June, we have another original series novel, Agents of Influence by Dayton Ward, a veteran Star Trek novel writer again. I've enjoyed numerous books that he's put out, so looking forward to that as well. In August, we have the Kelvin Timeline novel, More Beautiful Than Death by David Mack. This one, again, was one of those ones that was held back from 2010. And apparently, according to David Mack, he's very happy that this is finally getting released. They already got paid for them and all that sort of stuff, so no worries on that count. But he's very excited for people to read this one because he says he's quite proud of it. So definitely looking forward to that one as well. Very excited that we're getting stuff in the Kelvin Timeline now with the new contract that Simon & Schuster has negotiated with CBS. So very cool. We also have 2 novels announced that have not been scheduled yet. The first is another Star Trek Discovery novel by John Jackson Miller. This has also not been given a title yet. So we're not sure when that's coming out or what it's exactly about until that's announced, but John Jackson Miller will be writing it. He's the writer of the most recent Discovery novel as well, The Enterprise War, which I'm in the middle of right now and really enjoying. Finally, also coming out in 2020, not given a firm place on the schedule yet, but reportedly coming in 2020, is the next Voyager novel by Kirsten Beyer, To Lose the Earth. And this is a book that's been pushed back a couple times because of Kirsten Beyer's busy schedule working on Star Trek Discovery and now Star Trek Picard. So if you'll remember, her last Voyager novel ended on a cliffhanger. So this promises to wrap up that story. So been definitely looking forward to this one for a long time and can't wait to get my hands on it. And hopefully we find out exactly when in 2020 it's coming. So also in addition to the prequel novel by Una McCormick for Star Trek Picard, they're also doing a prequel tie-in comic for Star Trek Picard, which will begin to roll out in November. So this is from an official CBS press release regarding the upcoming comic. Starting in November, IDW will release Star Trek Picard Countdown, a deluxe 3-issue miniseries written by Mike Johnson and series supervising producer Kirsten Beyer. This countdown event centers around a mission that would go on to change the life of beloved Star Trek Captain Jean-Luc Picard, widely considered to be one of the most popular and recognizable characters in all of science fiction. Now, if I were to place bets, I would say this probably has to do with the largest rescue armada in history that the teaser trailer talked about with regards to Star Trek Picard, which may be the rescuing of people from the Hobus supernova, the supernova that destroyed Romulus that we learned about in Star Trek 2009. That's all just conjecture on my part. I don't know for sure. Definitely looking forward to finding out what this is all about. And the fact that it's called Star Trek Picard Countdown might be a little confusing if you're familiar with the Countdown comics that led into the 2009 Star Trek film. But this is a separate thing and will kind of fill in some of that backstory for Star Trek Picard. And finally, from Star Trek Las Vegas, we've learned about next year's 2020's Star Trek Hallmark keepsake ornaments. Now, this is, like I said, for next year, 2020. This year's for 2019 just recently hit stores. I'm looking to get my hands on those soon, hopefully, and I'll bring you a quick review of those once I do. But in the meantime, here's a look at what's coming next year in 2020. So most of the range is made up of character figurines, and they've gone kind of with the mirror universe theme for this initial assortment of characters. And now these are part of a series called Storytellers. Each ornament has built-in sound recordings, but apparently they work together to tell stories, which they used a special power cord. If you've gotten some of the Star Wars ornaments in the past, they've done that. And it looks like they're bringing that idea to Star Trek. So in this first batch for 2020, we have the Mirror Uhura, Mirror Kirk, and Mirror Sulu. Now, the unfortunate part is it looks like we're not getting a Starship ornament, at least not in the same way we've gotten previous years, unless there's more announcements to come, which is really unfortunate. I really like getting the Starship every year. However, there is a special tree topper ornament that they're putting out for next year. And it's a USS Enterprise tree topper. According to the article on StarTrek.com, it will light up, play the opening monologue and opening and closing themes from the original series. TrekCore says that the nacelle caps will spin as well, so that's kind of a neat little effect, and something of this size you can kind of do some of those more effects rather than just simply lighting up. And apparently it's also part of the Storyteller range, adding more lights and sounds to the stories that we get with the other figures. So definitely doing something a little different with the ornaments this year. Gotta say, I'm excited to see them taking it new directions, but I also will kind of miss the regular ornaments that we've gotten in years past. So we'll see what these look like next year when they hit shelves. So that's all I had for major news. There are, of course, other little bits of information coming out from STLV that I didn't cover in this video. So, keep your eye on my Twitter feed. I will be retweeting stuff from Star Trek Las Vegas. And if there is a big, huge announcement tomorrow, I will be making some kind of video at some point, probably pulling over on the side of the road in the Rocky Mountains, making a video on my phone or something. But I'll figure out a way to inform you of any big developments that come tomorrow. Kind of sad there wasn't anything big today. I know a lot of people were hoping for that Pike series, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Thank you all so much for watching. Thanks to the Patreon supporters, of course, for their help in bringing these videos to you. I'll see you all in the next video after my vacation, hopefully. I do actually have one video scheduled to come out middle of next week while I'm on vacation as well. So you'll see me in that. But until then, as always, live long and prosper, and have a great rest of the summer.